Hello, everyone, and welcome back to EFRAIN Rodriguez Jr. Show. In today's episode, first thing, the countdown. Like I said yesterday, we are going to count down on the, 31st of March. 36 days left. Now gonna be the day that our governor of Puerto Rico, the dictator of Puerto Rico, is gonna lift up, all those crazy mandates that, you know, under the ELA Constitution. He did it because he did nothing wrong. The president of the United States declared an emergency under this pandemic, and he did his part. We're gonna do our part. In this channel, we are gonna say something. Remember the days. If you see something, say something. It's time to really use good terms that was used in a bad way for certain things, but we can use that for good communications, like what we are doing right now. 36 days. How's it going? You enjoying it so far? It's like 2 years and frosty on top. A couple more days. Awesome. Should be maybe tomorrow after he watched this video. Hopefully. Okay. I know a lot of people talking what's going on in Ukraine, and Putin doing his thing and everything. I know everybody just talking about that. I watched a TikTok video, and scrolling up, rolling and watching, swiping, and I saw a line and M16 or whatever weapons they had, and everybody was shooting it, and the other guy had tanks and he was shooting back. And to see that, me as a veteran and going through all the training that we did and basic training, seeing that this is not a movie, guys. This is not a movie. This is a real thing, real life. I was just thinking today, maybe between the president of Ukraine and Putin, he could have said, like, just sell me that line that I'm just gonna push my pipe through that Nord Stream 2 and get my gas sell and my petroleum sell to Europe, Germany, and all the people that want to buy from me. I don't know. Probably he thought it was gonna be cheaper doing it this way. So I'm in Puerto Rico. Most of the people are saying they are deaf into, well, it's not gonna affect me. You are so wrong. It's gonna affect you, because in a year we had a president and the White House that the inflation just go up to the roof, 40-year high. Are you having fun with this president? Wait, because some more percentage is gonna come up now that we're seeing this conflicts going on. And as a president, invading another country, it's gonna cost me. I gotta pay my soldiers, I gotta pay the gas on my tanks, and somebody gotta pay for this. So I just erase my petroleum or gas that I export to everybody else. Let everybody else pay for this. It's a saying of, I'm just saying, I'm not in Putin's brains and head. This could be happening. I don't know. So how that's gonna affect Puerto Ricans? I was reading, found something from this professor from the University of UPR of Mayagüez. His name actually is a beautiful name. It's EFRAIN O'Neill Carrillo. 8 pages of this well put together information about all this things happening on the electric company in Puerto Rico, used to be owned by the state, and all this, politics, and all this craziness. And one of the things that I was picking up at the stuff that I read, and it was very very smart of him, and I'm just saying to myself, why, as these situations can be preventable, why the people on power or the politicians don't listen to the one that this can be done to avoid, because this problem in Puerto Rico, he just mentioned it since the 70s. Wow. Since the 70s, it's like everybody was walking, it's a piece of trash, and I'm not gonna pick it up. Maybe somebody behind me will pick it up. All this situation was going and accumulating, and all the equipment, it needed to be replaced, it needed to be upgraded. And no, they just continue. The politicians and the people in charge of this agencies really screwed it up. Probably most of them are dead by now. I don't know. It's been 50 years since that time. I can tell because I come from the 70s. And in this island, with the hurricanes and everything else, we need to be prepared. So we depend on this. The infrastructure of the island was built around, around these things, Now, I was watching what's going on, and with this craziness of Putin, he export most of the gas and petroleum. And the problem, and I was reading by B. Jorn Lomborg from New York Post this article about, because they wanted to go green, how this conflict is gonna affect them so much that they're probably gonna be lights out. Who knows? If you read this article, and I just was listening to a show, actually Ben Shapiro's show, he mentioned it, and I'm like, whoa. I found out this article in Puerto Rico. It says the project of renewable energy for Puerto Rico will be together with these territories. Actually, with this law is gonna pass into, and it was passed through Forbes, and this law actually will bring Puerto Rico 100% renewable energy for the year 2050. And it's like the perfect storm, all the equipment is in there in place, all the plants are broken, old, and never repaired. So they are dumping money in Puerto Rico to see if this can be a route to help Puerto Rico to maintain itself. So when I was listening to this here, it says, let me just read something about this New York Post article. Energy costs are climbing out of control. A gallon of gas costs nearly $1, more than a year ago. Americans are experiencing sticker shock this winter on home heating costs. To the part of this, due to the world restarting after the pandemic, climate policies are increasingly driving prices up. We need a change of direction. Fuels still deliver the vast majority of energy, so they want to stop using the fossil fuel, but they are driving their energy. So the European Union puts climate change at the top of this political agenda. Look at what they did, the European Union. Yet more than 80% of its primary energy needs are met by fossil fuels, according to the International Energy Agency. Despite endless environmental talk, solar and wind contribute only about 3% of Europe's total energy. And guess what? Now, with this situation, so they need to buy petroleum and gas. So it's not like they had the structure already done by in an amount of weight that they can survive only on that, because it only provides a 3%. So you see what I'm going here? Puerto Rico, as it's just a small island, they're dumping so much money to go this route. And as the professor of the University of Puerto Rico, EFRAIN O'Neill Carrillo, was trying to talk about this to prevent this, and a lot of people pretty much didn't listen to him. So now we're bringing this now because through this emergency going and this incursion, like Biden says, now is a war against Ukraine, that they deploying 8,000 our soldiers there to the Europe. So if we see this now as a Puerto Ricans, if we are smart, I like to think I'm smart, and I like to think if it's something doesn't work for what I'm going to use, I get another tool. Simple as that. I don't try to use the same tool to do something that is not gonna be working with that tool. Even if it does or do a little bit of work, I need to do something that will work because I wanted to get it done. So when the sun, look at this, doesn't shine or the wind doesn't blow, prices rise quickly, and we have to revert to fossil fuels for backup. Listen to this part. This is very important for you Puerto Ricans, for us living in the island, because this is happening for them. And this is very, 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 very important. It says batteries are inadequate and expensive, easily quadrupling solar electricity costs and failing to provide much power. In 2021, Europe only had battery capacity to back up less than 1 minute and a half of its average electricity usage. By 2030, and this is over there, they're already implementing all these things. But you Puerto Rican needs to wake up about this now rather than later when it's too late. I mean, you go back to the kerosene and candles, I guess. By 2030, with 10 times the stock of batteries and somewhat more usage needed, they'll have enough for 12 minutes. There is a thing, commercial goes on YouTube. Pepe, Pepe. Oh my God, I forgot to mention Pepe on the Spanish part. My wife go crazy when she listens to Pepe. It drives her crazy. Can you see how much money they're dumping into convince you Puerto Ricans to something that the European Union is not really working, and they are quadrupling the prices? So guess what is gonna happen to you Puerto Ricans? Something very similar to them, you know? And we don't make that much money to be paying half of our salaries just to keep ourselves with the light and our food on the freezer cold and on the fridge cool. It is gonna happen. And today's, even I know that I come to talk to you about the crazy mandates, now the countdown and all these things, watch what is happening around the world, and it's gonna happen into your pocket. Now we're paying so much for a liter. We're paying so much for a liter already. It's gonna come in to 1 liter. You're probably gonna pay $3 or $2.50. I don't know, close to that. With this prices and crisis going the way it's going, and you're gonna see this reflected in other prices on the supermarket. And when you go to $100 before, now you're gonna see this craziness going so less. I'm gonna continue bringing this information to you. I'm gonna try to do my best. I really enjoy learning and bring it out to you guys. This information, and it's already on our website. We just gotta dig to find this information. You know, when President Trump was here, he approved 12.8 billion. When the Commissioner Jennifer Gonzalez Colon was there, and we received that money and all this stuff that, like I said, they are dumping so much money into Puerto Rico. But we had the brains in Puerto Rico, but I don't think they really interesting of creating something that it don't have to be solar or wind, but just, you know, to maintain ourselves really working in this small island. 100 100 por 35, 100 by 35 miles. And even if you burn fossil fuels here, you know, the wind will take it and it's in the other side. You know, we are around water, and we are trying to emulate this craziness, Green New Deals and stuff, and we're gonna live for our kids and our future the worst part. And we can just try to make it now happen. And this is what is very important when we elect our governors and representative, even the mayor of your city. And this needs to be, you know, to be saying something about this stuff, and not just to make it political. You see what happened to Autoridad Energía Eléctrica and with this Luma stuff and going on, and in reality it's already showing in other part of the world how that is not really working, and it's like dumping money, and that money can be used in a certain way that we can help ourselves. And we need to bring that smartest and the brightest in Puerto Rico to work with this, and, you know, and stop that craziness. Look at what is going on, and 1.5 minutes, 4 minutes, when the batteries doesn't really, you know, it's a battery, bro. It's a battery. You know, you seen your cell phone? If you don't charge your phone, it will die on you. You know, and when you have this machine running by fuel, it will give you the power that you need to move whatever machine you need. You know, welding machine for you know, bigger stuff, industrial stuff. Anyhow, I hope that you like this video and you share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you back tomorrow.